Namaste, welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and for this practice, you'll want to have 2 blocks, a strap, a blanket, and a bolster. Let's begin in any comfortable seated position that works for you, that allows you to sit up tall and to relax your body while being alert at the same time. You might find it helpful to prop your pelvis up on a folded blanket or a pillow, allowing your knees to drop more easily if you're sitting cross-legged. Take a moment to visually orient yourself and literally ground. I've been talking about grounding in our, I've started teaching meditation to middle and high school students, and throughout this first week of school, we've been really talking about the meaning of grounding. So literally feeling your connection to the earth below, even if you're sitting up on something that's between your body and the earth. So it might help to close your eyes and to even shift your weight around and sense how the bottom part of your body that's in contact with the surface below that's holding it feels in connection to the surface below. If you think of gravity, I like to look at gravity as a loving force from Mother Earth, drawing us towards her center. It's like a nurturing feeling, inviting you in, reminding you that you belong. So in grounding, as we bring our attention to our physical bodies and what's holding it up from below, we draw on our ability to feel more stable. If you think about without gravity, we'd be floating everywhere and maybe even grasping for something to feel connected to. And so it's our way of feeling connected to the earth. When we are stressed or emotionally triggered, our attention goes up into the mind. And let's say the stress is anxiety. Then we go into scenarios of what if this happens, what if that, worst case scenario, and then we're off and out of our bodies. So one of the benefits of grounding is to bring our attention back here, back into the physical body, back onto the earth, where, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, peace is only present, and that's in the present moment. And so with that, as you're feeling your body settling in to what you're sitting on, begin to notice the quality of your breath without changing the way that you're breathing. And through the breath, notice how you're feeling energetically. Tune into how you're feeling emotionally right now. Notice what's present in your energetic heart. And then observe your mind. Where is your attention drawn to in this moment? Now let's begin to deepen the breath. Let the inhale slow down. And then exhale through the lips. To your nose, inhale a little deeper. To your lips, exhale slowly. Now, if comfortable, I invite you to close the lips and continue to deepen your breath in and out through your nose. Recognize something, anything in this moment that you find peace in, that you can feel gratitude for. And now start to define your intention for your practice today. What qualities or feeling tones are you opening yourself up to experience? What qualities about yourself are you strengthening? Or is there any particular area in your life in which you are creating a shift in? And now let's broaden our perspective even more. Call to mind somebody else that you would like to dedicate your practice to today. Extending the benefits of this practice beyond our individual selves. Now let's send out our intentions and dedications while creating resonance within this community practice we're sharing by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale a little deeper. As you continue to lengthen your breath gently in and out through the nose, invite balance to the length of in and out breaths. And let's start to practice a breathing technique called Ujjayi Pranayama, which means victorious breathing. It's a way to invite focus, calm, and balance to your energy. It's done by also gently narrowing the back of your throat so that you can listen to a very soft whispering sound in your breath while balancing slowly in and out. So take your time with that, setting the pace for our movements in the first part of our physical practice, which is vinyasa flow. Let's make our way down onto hands and knees, all fours. We'll start with cat-cow pose. So as you spread your fingers flat at the front of your mat, stack your shoulders above your wrists. Step your knees a couple of inches behind your hips. Now, as you inhale, slowly glide your chest forward. Roll your shoulders back and look up, cow pose. As you exhale, contract your abdomen, slowly drop your head and round your back, cat pose. Again, draw your chest forward and slowly coil it up. Exhale, contract your belly and dome your back. Now on your own, keep going for about 3 more cycles of breath. In Sanskrit, this movement or a series of postures is called Bitalasana. At the end of your next exhalation, tucking your toes, lift your hips high and back, entering downward facing dog. Spend a few breaths there, moving any way your body needs to loosen up. To help warm up the backs of your legs, you could pedal your feet slowly in place. And to help relax your neck, you can gently shake and nod your head a few times. As you spread your fingers wide on the ground, spread your shoulder blades apart by rotating your outer upper arms towards the ground. And at the same time, firm down through the base of your thumb and index fingers and spiral the inner sides of your forearms slightly towards the ground. Lift your shoulder blades back and then soften the neck. Let your head fall freely. Steady your gaze towards your feet and let the movement dissolve. Entering stillness, tune into 3 more slow, even breaths. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. As you press down to your hands, inhale, raise your right leg behind you, keeping your hips even in height. As you exhale, bend your right knee towards your nose, lift the belly high, and as quietly as you can, step the foot forward beside your right thumb. Keep your fingertips down, either on blocks from the floor. And inhale, roll the shoulders behind you, sink your hips, draw the belly in, and gaze up. Stay here for a few breaths. Slightly draw your right hip back, rotating your left outer hip forward. And as you're looking upwards, soften your eyes, relax the skin on your forehead. 2 more deep breaths. Now tuck your left toes and come up high in your lunge, left knee off the ground. Imagine as though you're dragging your feet towards each other without visibly moving the legs. Level the height of your hips and keep your left fingertips on the floor or on a block, right under your left shoulder. With your right thumb, hook the crease of your right hip back and draw the hip down. Keep bending your front knee right over the ankle as you twist to the right, turning your rib cage. Send both shoulder blades down your back and raise your right arm up. Spin the outer right upper arm to face the right wall and extend your right arm overhead towards your front wall. As you breathe in, press back through the inner heel of your left foot and lengthen forward through the top of your head. As you breathe out, firm your outer hips towards your midline while rotating your rib cage a little more. Draw the shoulders down the back. Tune into 2 more deep breaths in this version of Parita Parshvakonasana, twisting side angle pose. With an exhalation, backstroke your right arm, step back to downward facing dog. From downward facing, inhale, glide forward into a top of a push-up plank pose. Exhale, first lower your knees, then your chest, hug the elbows to your ribs, lower your chin in Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide forward onto your belly, ground your feet and coil your chest up to Cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, and draw them back, downward facing dog. Listen to a full cycle of breath. Keep your hips leveled and inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee towards your nose, engage your belly to lightly land the foot beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee and come up high in your fingertips on blocks or the floor, sinking your hips, draw the belly in away from your left thigh. Roll the shoulder heads back and begin to lift your chest and gaze. Pausing here for a few more deep breaths. This variation of Anjaneyasana. Now tuck your right toes and lift your right knee. Come up high on the ball of the back foot. Energetically scissor your legs. Keep your right hand down, raise the left arm up, and begin to twist. Now using your left thumb, tack the crease of your left hip down as you lift your right thigh up. Keep the hips leveled and continue to rotate into the twist. Now with your left arm up, spin the tricep to face your left wall and extend your left arm overhead. Then press the shoulder blades both down your back. Inhale as you lengthen through the midline of your body. Exhale, hug the hips still and continue to twist. A few more deep breaths. Parita Parshvakonasana. On an exhale, backstroke your left arm, step back into downward facing dog. Once again, listen to a full cycle of breath. Inhale, glide forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower knees, chest, then chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, slither to the ground, entering Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lift the hips back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pause for 3 deep breaths. When you've emptied the next breath, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat, forward fold. Press the ground, your shins or blocks, and inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, raising the arms forward and overhead. Drop the shoulders back and lift your heart towards the sun. As you exhale, join your hands in prayer from your crown to your heart center. Remind yourself of what your intention was for this practice. And let's flow to the breath in a variation of Sun Salutation A. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, drop the shoulders, look up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, forward fold. Press your fingertips on shins, blocks to the floor, lengthen forward. Step back to plank pose, and this time, knees, chest, shin, or glide forward. Exhale to Chaturanga, hugging the elbows to the ribs. Inhale, Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee and turn out the leg this time. Inhale, tack your left hip back. Then exhale, round into plank, bending right knee towards your nose. Gently step the foot right between your hands for Warrior Two. Spin the left heel down, align heel to arch. Inhale, cartwheel the arms apart. Spin the right palm to face up. Exhale, side bend towards your rear wall, Peaceful Warrior. Inhale, rise up, straighten the right leg. And exhale, glide the hips back for triangle. Reach the torso forward and lower your right hand on your right shin or your outer right leg. Just one breath here. Sweep the top arm overhead. Spin your chest towards the sky. Exhale into plank and lower down into your vinyasa. Downward Facing Dog, second side. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee and turn out the leg from the hip. Inhale, tack your right hip back. Exhale, bend the knee towards your nose and gently step the foot right between your hands for Warrior Two. Spin the right heel down, align heel to arch, and inhale, cartwheel your arms apart. Flip the left palm to face up. Exhale, side bend into Peaceful Warrior towards your rear wall. Inhale, rise back to Warrior Two. And then exhale, straighten the left leg, draw your hips back, lengthen the torso forward. Lower the left hand on your left shin or just to the left side of the leg and raise the right arm up. Inhale, sweep the right arm overhead and spin your chest towards the sky. Exhale your hands to the ground and plank. Continue to lower into your vinyasa. Downward Facing Dog. Tune in to 3 slow breaths. Steadying your gaze. Feel the ground. Feel your weight touching the ground. Sense gravity drawing you towards Earth Center. When you've emptied the breath, walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, sweep the arms forward and overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Let's take it through one round of Sun Salutation B. Bend your knees together to touch. Inhale into chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, shift forward and fold from your hips, Uttanasana. Press the ground, your blocks or your shins, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Step back to plank or float back to Chaturanga. Insert your vinyasa here. Meeting in Downward Facing Dog. Keep your hips leveled once again. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, step the foot gently beside your right thumb and spin the left heel down, this time facing forward. Inhale, rise up to warrior one. Ride your exhalation down through chaturanga and continue into your vinyasa. Surya Namaskar B. Second side from downward dog. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, gently step the foot beside your left thumb and drop your right heel. Inhale, rise up to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Cultivate stillness, focus, and balance for 3 breaths. When you've emptied the third, walk or float to the front of your mat. Feet touching there. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Let your knees touch. Inhale, sit low in chair pose. Join your hands and let's add a twist to the right. This time, exhale, turn the ribcage to the right. Inhale, keep the hips leveled, sink them back, and lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, keep twisting at your waistline. Draw the shoulders down the back. Harita Utkatasana. Last 2 breaths here. Sit a little lower. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale, rise up. Join your hands at the heart and pause for a full breath. Notice what you're feeling right now. Last side of the twist. Bend your knees. Inhale, sit back in chair. Join your hands. Keep your hips leveled with each other and exhale, begin to turn your ribcage to the left. Parita Utkatasana. 4 more breaths. Sit a little lower. Inhale back to chair pose. Exhale, rise up. So now I invite you to insert your own active inversion, whether it be downward facing dog or start in a wide-legged forward fold and take it into possibly tripod headstand. Or if you normally practice supported headstand, dolphin pose, where you stay on your forearms and the rest of the body's like downward dog. Take your version of an inversion. I'll walk you through dolphin if that's what you choose. So whatever inversion, take it for about 10 breaths and then we'll meet in child's pose. If you're going to dolphin, start on your shins like this. Extend your arms forward and spin your triceps towards the floor. Draw the shoulders down your back. And as you bend your elbows, interlace your fingers and plant your elbows on the floor, shoulders width apart. Press down to your outer wrists and forearms and press the chest back. Draw the shoulders away from your neck. Tuck your toes, lift your hips back, and you're in the pose for about 10 breaths. Now, if it's available, walk your feet forward closer to your elbows while keeping your shoulders slightly behind your elbows. Relax your neck. You might choose to bring your feet together, keep the hips squared and lift the legs straight up with a foot flexed for a few breaths, and then switch sides. And when you're ready, knees to the floor, forehead to the ground, child's pose, Balasana. Keep your head low to the ground after your inversion and tune into about 5 slow breaths. As we make our transition into the yin part of our practice, I invite you to lengthen some of your exhalations a little longer than your inhalations. For example, you might count to 5 as you breathe in and count to 7 as you breathe out, helping to cool down and relax your nervous system more deeply. placing your hands alongside your knees with an in-breath, slowly roll your spine upright. I'm going to invite you into our back bending portion of the practice, which we didn't focus on in our vinyasa flow, just to have a more well-rounded physical practice. And this back bend is going to be a supported one since we're in our yin practice now. So you could choose a milder version is to create a reclining chair out of your pillow and one or two blocks like this. We create an incline. The furthest part of the pillow that's tracing the midline of your mat is elevated either on one or two blocks like this. And then you're basically lying back, giving yourself a little bit of opening in the chest as you turn the palms up and relax the arms by your sides. If you're wanting to feel a little more expansion in the chest or deeper release in the shoulders, you could remove the pillow and use two blocks. You might start with one block at the tallest height at the rearmost edge of your mat. That's where you'll land your head. And the second block at the medium height, the second level, whether tracing the midline of your mat like this, spacing the blocks about an inch or so apart, or that medium block crossing the mat, spacing the blocks about 5 to 6 inches apart. In this position, you'll have your pelvis on the floor, facing away from the blocks, and lie down, finding the area that's right underneath the bottom tips of your shoulder blades to make contact with the closest edge of the closest block. Then the back of your skull will rest completely on the furthest block. Now, when you're on the blocks, you can decide if you want to change it up, if you want to change the orientation of the lower block to go sideways or to trace the midline, or to even lower the block that's under your skull. 1 or 2 steps lower will make the back bend deeper. Notice what your body needs right now. Find symmetry, adjust anything that feels asymmetrical here. Roll the shoulders back, walk the shoulder blades down your back, and let your palms face up as you rest the backs of your hands slightly away from your sides. Now your legs can be fully extended forward like corpse pose, or you could bend the knees apart, bring the soles of your feet together in bound angle pose, or to open the lower back gently across, you can bend the knees and step your feet wider apart than your hips distance and let your knees drop together to touch. Then invite stillness. You might start to let go of regulating your breathing while continuing to feel the breath. With each exhalation, feel the invitation of gravity to sink a little deeper towards Mother Earth, sensing the support physically beneath your body. We're going to be here for 3 more minutes. Gift yourself presence by resting your awareness on the feeling of your natural breath. Now, as you feel your body being supported by whatever props are underneath it, just begin to shift your weight to one side, rolling over slowly, keeping your head resting. Coming off of the props. And then very slowly take your time lifting your torso up, rising to sit. And now bringing your pillow. You can also slide your blocks and blanket somewhere near the front of your mat, just in case you want to add them. Start with a pillow and trace the midline of your mat like this. We're going to set up for a restorative spinal twist. So have a seat with your right hip flush against the back edge of the pillow and extend both of your legs towards your left wall. Now, leaving your right leg here, slide your left leg down the midline of your mat towards your rear wall, creating an L shape out of your legs. Leave the legs as they are and plant your hands alongside the pillow on the left and right sides. Then turn your chest completely to face the front of your mat. Adjust your pelvis and your legs so that you can comfortably let your chest face forward. You might bend the knees, you might swivel the hips slightly away from the pillow. And now begin to lower your belly, your torso, onto the pillow. And then notice if you might need it to be higher up. You could either create an incline like earlier, placing a block or two underneath the furthest edge of the pillow, that's towards the front of your mat. Or you could add another pillow if you have one, or a blanket like this, just making it thicker so that you can bear hug the props. You might find that you need less props, maybe one block for under your forehead like this. Those of you that are using one block for under your forehead, here's another option to continue twisting. It's to thread the needle to this pose. So if it's comfortable, plant the right fingertips towards the upper right corner of your mat and bend the right elbow to the sky. Then slide your left arm under your right bent elbow. And now lower the left side of your head, either on the block or on the floor. So this takes the twist a step further. Now, going deeper is not necessarily better or worse. Just notice what your body is asking for and where you can sustain stillness comfortably for the next 3 minutes. Make any last little adjustments where you are, so that you can be present in the stillness, starting now. Now slowly begin to unravel from the twist, lifting your body up very gently. Leave the props as they are. Gradually rise to sit facing the rear of your mat, extending both legs in front of you. Just let your spine unwind from the twist there as you observe any sensations in your body. Come back to feeling the breath. Now, keep your right leg where it is and slide your left leg to your left, creating an L shape. Let your left outer hip touch the back edge of the pillow. That's tracing the midline of your mat. Then plant your hands to frame the left and right sides of the pillow and turn your chest completely to face the front of your mat. Begin to lower onto the pillow. And notice what your body needs on this side. Might be different from the first side. You might add more props on top of others. You might create an incline. You might want less props, like only a block under your forehead. Now, if you continued into thread the needle with the arms, adding the upper back twist, then I invite you to do the same here if it's available. Left hand towards the upper left corner of your mat. Right arm slides under the left elbow as you rest the right side of your head, either on the floor or your prop. Make any adjustments so that you can invite stillness, being here for the next 3 minutes. Now slowly begin to lift your body up, finding your way into stick pose Dandasana, where you're straightening your legs both in front of you again, sitting tall. And pause there. Notice how your body feels. Let's prepare for 10 breaths in seated forward fold. As you're sitting up with the legs straight in front of you, if your back tends to round, you've got tightness in the hip flexors, the hamstrings, or the lower back, you might find it helpful to sit on a folded blanket, adjusting the thickness of the fold so that you can be high enough to be able to lengthen the spine. Flex your feet, and you can use a strap as an extension of your arms like this, so you have enough slack in the strap to drop the shoulders back, or sit up tall with your arms up to begin. So draw the shoulder blades down, create a slight lift in the chest, open your throat, and hug in the bottom front ribs. Flexing your feet, breathe in and lengthen your spine. Breathe out and hinge forward just a tiny bit. Continue on for a total of 10 breaths. Now, if you're not using a strap, do lower your arms so that you're holding your legs, walking your hands down them. If available, without straining or rounding the back, you could clasp your big toes with your index and middle fingers. Now, on the next breath in, press your pelvis down and lift your chest up. Come up slightly and peel the shoulders away from your neck. Now continue to fold. About 5 more breaths. Press down through your hips, and as you breathe in, slowly rise up. Coming up to sit, circle out your feet for a moment and just relieve them from all that flexing. I'll invite you to cross your right shin, either forward or on top of your left shin, so that you're either sitting in some cross-legged position, or if your hips are feeling open, you're stacking your ankles and your knees and flexing your feet. And that's double pigeon pose. Once again, you can elevate your pelvis if you feel like you're rounding the back. Press your sitting bones down, and then you might like to put block or a tower of blocks in front of you, as we'll fold forward and stay for 3 minutes on each side of this hip opener. So hug in the belly, roll the shoulders back, keep your throat open, and make sure that you're hinging from your hips, not hinging from your neck. Find the height to catch your forehead with your blocks or any other props, so that you're not holding yourself up in this position. You're resting into the force of gravity that's pulling you down towards the earth. We'll start our 3 minutes here. Come back to feeling your breath. Now slowly pressing your hands into the earth, begin to rise up. Stretch your legs out in front of you. And if you've been flexing your feet, you might do the opposite and point your toes for a few breaths. Now let's switch the cross of your legs, left leg on top. If you're stacking your ankles and your knees, flex your feet in this pose. Stabilize your knees, ground your sitting bones, sit up tall, relax the shoulders, open the throat, and then slightly firm in the belly, which offers the lower back support as you're hinging from the hips. Breath by breath. Settling in now for 3 minutes. Slowly begin to lift your body up. Take your time stretching the legs again in front of you. Maybe rolling out your feet or any kind of gentle movement you might need. Feel your body digesting that sequence of poses. I invite you to sit in hero's pose if that works for you, either sitting on a block that is between your ankles with your knees in front of you, toes pointed back, or sitting directly on your calves, or sitting on the ground between your ankles. Keep your knees on the ground and try to feel that every toenail is pressing into the floor. And then from here, we'll open up the area of the neck So start with placing your left hand on the right side of your skull. Draw the navel in and lengthen through the lower spine, and then gently drop your left ear down towards your left shoulder. Now you could place your right fingertips on the ground beside your right hip, or you could wrap the right arm behind you and see how that feels. Let your jaw relax, softening your tongue, softening behind your ears. Start to gently turn your head to look down, keeping the left hand on your head. So your head is still tilted towards the left shoulder. Look underneath your left armpit in that direction. Let's bring the stretch towards the back of your neck. See if you can even relax your scalp. Relax in between your eyebrows and all around your eyes. Now release the left hand and lift your skull slowly. Relax both arms for a moment. And just let your neck unwind from that pose. What are you feeling around your neck? Let's place the right hand on the left side of your skull and gently lower your right ear towards your right shoulder. Choose to either place your left fingertips on the floor, just slightly away from your left hip, or to wrap the left arm behind your back. I invite you, if possible, to do the same thing you did on the first side. Consciously loosen your jaw, loosen your tongue. Keep the gentle weight of your right hand on your head as you slowly look down towards beneath your right armpit, inviting the stretch towards the back of your neck. Again, relax your scalp, relax the skin on your forehead, the muscles behind your eyes. Release your right hand and gently lift your skull upright. Sit tall and notice any sensations right now. Let's prepare to wind down even deeper through another pranayama. And this one is Nodi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. So make sure you're sitting in a way that you can be alert, breathe well, and relaxed. Rest your left hand on your lap, maybe placing it in a mudra that evokes internal focus, which is Gyan Mudra, thumb and first finger touching, palm face up on your lap. Place your right hand in Vishnu Mudra, where you stick out the thumb, pinky, and ring fingers. As you continue to breathe with your lips closed, gently in and out, slowly through the nose, we'll use the right thumb to close the right nostril like this. We use the right ring and pinky fingers to close the left nostril like this. Alternate nostril breathing. As we practice it, you might close your eyes, and to deepen your attention inward, as well as cultivate intuition, you can steady your inner gaze towards Ajna chakra, which is your third eye center. It's towards your pineal gland at the center of your brain. So with the eyes closed, the gaze is directed inward there. Let's prepare to practice 3 cycles of Nodi Shodhana Pranayama together, and then continue 2 cycles on your own after, before letting go of the breath, controlling the breath. So prepare to begin by emptying this breath. With right thumb, close right nostril, inhale through the left. Hold your breath. Close left nostril, exhale through right. Hold your breath. Inhale through right. Hold it in. Close right, exhale through left. Hold it out. Cycle 2. Inhale left. Hold. Close left, exhale right. Hold. Inhale right. Hold. Close right, exhale left. Hold. Cycle 3. Inhale left. Hold. Close left, exhale right. Hold. Inhale right. Hold. Close right, exhale left. Keep going for 2 more cycles on your own. And when you're ready, release control of the breath, noticing anything that you're feeling. And please lower your body to the ground, find a comfortable way to lie down and completely submit to the loving force of gravity, drawing you towards Earth Center. Close your eyes, relax your legs and feet. And allow yourself to be fully present in your body. Shavasana. Start to bring your awareness back to your physical body, noticing how your body feels now. As you keep your eyes closed, little by little begin to move your body gently, easing out of stillness, stretching arms and legs, and gradually turning over onto your right side and resting your head. Pause there for a few moments and bring awareness to the breath just as it is. Sense how you feel right now energetically. And slowly lift your body up. Find a comfortable way to sit for our guided 10 minutes of meditation. Sitting tall, comfortably grounded, alert. You might place your hands again in Gyan Mudra. You might close the eyes or steady a gentle downcast gaze. Let's begin. In this meditation, I invite you to use the feeling of grounding as your anchor. Start by sensing the points of contact between your body and the surface below your body. Where do you feel the most support from beneath you? I invite you to rest your awareness on the sensations there, the contact between the most supported part of your body with the surface below it. As you feel your body physically supported by the surface below, I invite you to contact the feelings of stability and safety in your body. Stability and safety in your body. Stability and safety in your body are qualities of balanced energy flowing through your root chakra, Muladhara chakra, energy center. I invite you now to notice other parts of your body resting on lower parts of your body. For instance, you might feel the weight of your arms resting on your legs. Really feel the details of that weight distribution. No need to cognitively explain, but just be in the aliveness of what you're feeling. Sense how it feels emotionally to physically rest in your own support. Parts of your body being supported by other parts of your body. I invite you to contact the emotional feelings of self-trust, self-reliance, trusting your own physical body. What does that feel like to trust your body? If your body is feeling some kind of pain or discomfort or dis-ease, it might be challenging to cultivate that feeling of trust. So I invite you to look at the ways that your body is supporting your well-being right now. The ways your body is allowing you, for example, to breathe or to sit up. The simplest yet essential things that we might take for granted. Sense your overall feeling right now, mentally, emotionally. What's present for you now? You might gently touch a hand to your heart center and acknowledge something that you appreciate in this moment. Wow, things like pain in the body can be really difficult to appreciate. It can help to remember that pain, just like pleasure, are all ways that our bodies are communicating with us. They're letting us know that we need something or that we fulfilled something. So if you find it makes sense for you, I invite you to thank your body. Send your body love. Send Mother Earth love, thanking her for her support. And then come back to your intention that brought you to your practice today. And remember to whom you dedicated today's practice, sending them love. And together, let's close the practice, joining our voices, chanting Om 3 times, sending and receiving the resonance. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.